colonial society, as we said in class, was a very divided society. One important division was the racial distinctions that were made in colonial society. The peninsulares were on top. The peninsulars, those who were born in Spain. The Creoles, Spaniards born in the New World or in New Spain, they were on the second tier. They were followed by an increasing number of mixed bloods or mestizos, and the Indians were at the bottom of the colonial society. Somewhere above them were mulattoes and Africans. We talked about the fact that there were a number of Africans introduced into the colony, but they mixed in with Native American population and also with Spaniards, and eventually they became just called the castas, or the mixed bloods. The peninsulares, or peninsulars, were the top-ranking officials in the government, in the army. They were the ones who came with the sufficient money to invest in the mines. They were understandably the ones who knew the international trade, who had a bigger picture of what was going on in the empire. And they managed and controlled the colony-wide trade. And the peninsulares were the bishops appointed by the crown, or nominated by the crown and appointed by the Pope. The criollos were the children of those peninsulares. They were born in New Spain. They saw themselves as Spaniards, but it was clear that they didn't hold the same rank as the peninsulars, or those who were actually born in Spain. These folks were the local and provincial officials. They were the second tier in the army. They were understandably, again, the local merchants, and they numbered, they were the ones who dominated the hacienda, which was a solid investment. And so the hacienda owners were largely, not exclusively, criollos. And they entered into the lower ranks of the clergy. They were the local priests. There were conflicts between the two groups, to be sure. There was resentment on the part of the Creoles that they didn't get to rise to the top positions. But these were the children of peninsulares. Peninsulares also often married into Creole families, and they shared economic interests. Sometimes they invested together in the mines, in commercial enterprises. They invested together in the hacienda. And as elites, property owners, people with money, they feared the revolt of the poor, of the masses. The next in line, of course, were the mixed bloods. They're the largest. They will eventually become the largest number. At first, they don't fit Spanish society. They don't fit in Indian society. They're outcasts at first. But as their numbers grow, their importance and their position improves. They are in between the two worlds. They can operate in both worlds. They go to the cities. Some stay on the farms, but they work in the mines also, and salary workers, and have some independence. Indians, of course, as we've noticed, were in República de Indios, the Indian countryside. They spoke the Indian language. They might not know Spanish. They lived in the town. They dressed like Indians, and so on. That's what defined them. They were the workers on Indian lands and on the haciendas. Some of them moved to the cities or to the mines. Some broke away from the Indian town and became independent farmers because there was acculturation going on. Certainly the caciques or town leaders could operate in both worlds. They knew what rights the town had under the Spanish government, how to sue for their rights, and so on. So there was a good bit of acculturation despite this beginning initial ideal of two separate societies. Finally, as we mentioned, there were Africans and mulattoes, mixture of white and black, that eventually mixed with Spanish and Indians as well. And were a whole category of mixed bloods, and so on. There means a combination of Spaniard with, con means with, or and so you have a variety of combinations that were at some point separately distinguished, but in the end, they were all mestizos or castas. Those are the general terms for them, showing again the fact that this racial mixture became blurred as time went on. The century, as we'll see, of the 1650 to 1750 was a period where the criollos, the Creoles rise. It was a prosperous century for New Spain, and the Creoles get to move up, manage the estates, control the trade, move up in government positions, and so they're on the rise, and there are going to be problems in the future, as you might well imagine. Thank you very much.